Well, hi everyone, it's Greg, and we're out on a little evening walk with the family. Here's my wife and daughter. Get a close-up on the girl. Hi, sweetheart. Hi. Hi. Yeah, a little grin, just a little grin. Oh, isn't she adorable? Anyway, I thought it might be fun to kind of, get in touch with friends again. I keep promising to do this over and over and, start to do like podcasts for my friends or somehow just stay in touch with people, and then, somehow I lose momentum and then I restart, and so this is another chance to restart. I've got a buddy, Barry, that I've been thinking about a lot lately, and I thought, he rides the train to work, I think he told me, so I should give him at least like an audio podcast he could listen to on the train, provided he has a phone or something that can play audio podcasts. Maybe his Kindle can do it or something like that. So I've got a lot of different options on recording stuff. Like, for example, here's my cell phone, which is 4 years old. So this is not like an iPhone. This is some really non-advanced technology. But let's compare the GoPro camera footage that you're seeing right now to this is what I can shoot with my phone, my 4-year-old non-iPhone. So, and just for the fun of it, I'm also, while I'm showing you this on my phone, I'm using the phone's audio recording capability, which, I don't know, it might be better, might be worse than the GoPro. Let's go back to the GoPro. And so now I'm using that. And GoPro has never been really well known for its audio recording abilities. That's why when you see GoPro videos on YouTube, they've usually replaced the audio with some awful music that is supposed to, I don't know, popular among snowboarders or whatever. I guess if you take that much marijuana, you lose your fine taste in music. Now I also have, just for the fun of it, let's try another recording device. This would be similar to what an iPhone can do, because I have an iPod Touch. So now we'll switch to the iPod Touch. And now we're looking at what it would look like if I recorded this, and what it would sound like if I recorded this on the iPod Touch. So I'll put these right next to each other. iPod Touch, GoPro camera. iPod Touch, a GoPro camera. In fact, well, I'm going to use the GoPro camera, so let's switch again. Okay, good to go. Okay, I'm going to use the GoPro camera because it's a wider angle, so if I'm not quite framed up correctly, the GoPro footage will be more forgiving. But the GoPro audio, like I said, not that great. So instead of using the GoPro audio, I've got all kinds of little gadgets I've gathered up over the years, and so this is a Zoom recorder, the H2. Which now there's a newer version of this called the H2N, but I have the H2, which was actually a wedding gift from my lovely wife when we got married. And so let's see, okay, good to go here. If I switch to the audio of the H2, you'll notice it's in stereo. Check it out. Wow. And it's a much cleaner audio, I'm sure. So I could record video with something else and record audio with the H2. Although my objective, I think, is going to be, let's record stuff for Barry that he can listen to on the train, and my other friends are invited to listen as well, because a lot of stuff I'm going to tell Barry, I probably want to tell all the rest of my dear lifelong friends that are out there in the world. But anyway, so maybe what I'm going to have to do eventually is not make this a video podcast, but an audio only podcast. And if I were to use something like the Zoom H2, then, that would give pretty good audio for Barry or anyone else to listen to while they're on their, daily commute or whatever. I have other audio recording devices, and so over the course of the next few days or weeks or whatever, no doubt I'll be using other audio recording devices for, various levels of quality and versatility. The H2, obviously, look at this. I mean, that's amazing how small and wonderful that is for, wait a minute. Okay. I just had to be sure. It has microphones on this side and on this side. And I wanted to make sure I was speaking to the correct side, because that would be very embarrassing if I was speaking into the wrong side and I had the wrong microphones turned on. Very versatile device, as you can tell. And if you watch closely on the news and stuff, if they're interviewing, say, an athlete right after a game, you often see the reporters will have their little recording devices just held up there in front of the athlete's face. And you'll see often something like the H2. What?
They planted trees.
Oh, okay. The neighbor, you see, we walk this route, at least a couple times a week, and Amy is just pointing out the neighbors planted some new trees. So, we're turning around. Okay. So anyway, I've got this H2, which is great. Got an H1 from my mother, which is smaller, because we want her to be able to record just stories about her life, because she has these wonderful stories that, like, her other siblings don't even remember. So we're gonna get those recorded, high quality audio from these. The thing about these Zoom products is that they are inexpensive, relatively speaking, for the amount of quality you get from these things. It's amazing, the price point. So I've got this one. I've got another one, which is an older model that also sounds great. I have, again, the one from my mother. So that's 3 little handheld devices. And then I've got an 8-channel recorder from Zoom, which, excuse me, it has a couple of built-in microphones, but they're kind of reference microphones, like if you're going to play guitar and just record yourself and you didn't want to set up a, big microphone. But it also has inputs for 8 professional quality microphones at a time. So I'll probably have some fun with that and use my different professional quality microphones driving in the car or whatever. I've got these, studio quality microphones, condenser and dynamic microphones. I got a shotgun microphone I use for video, and of course I can. So there's all kinds of options available that we will explore together as I make little audio podcasts to keep in touch with my friends. Now, Amy is pointing out that our sweet daughter is making cute sounds. However, she's very aware of cameras and recording devices, so if you put one next to her face, she will simply pay attention to the gadget. She will simply, okay. Anyway, so it's a lovely Sunday evening. Sun is going down over my shoulder over there. Tonight, in about 2 hours from now, the International Space Station will be flying over our area, and normally, because we're out in the country and we don't have a lot of city lights interfering, you get a great view of the stars and the space station and satellites and whatever, but it's a bit overcast, so probably won't be able to see that tonight. But let's see, behind me over here is what's this, Snow Basin Ski Resort. And I'm sure with this wide angle, it's so far in the background that you can't even really appreciate it. But they had some Olympic events there, the downhill skiing where, people are going downhill at 100 miles an hour and it's outrageous. That happened over there. And anyway, I will have more to say that's not just talking about my gear as I, let's say once a week, maybe twice a week, depending. But I would like to say things that are significant and uplifting and fun, especially for, my friends that are far and wide across the country, around the world. And especially Barry, who rides the train into Los Angeles every day. And just want to be a good pal. So that's why I'm going to be sending little files that you can easily play on your portable MP3 player type devices. Okay. All right. So meanwhile, just taking a walk with the family. It's been a long day. I think we're going to go home and get ready for bed. Yeah. Okay.